Hi, my name's Emer. I'm a qualified primary teacher and an online tutor. In this video, I've worked through a Key Stage 2 Maths Sats paper. I popped a link for the paper in the description box below so you could pause the video now and print that out and complete it before coming back to watch the rest. If you're working through the paper, make sure you put working out within the question box provided. Sometimes you can make an error when you're transcribing your answer, or you may forget to write the answer in the answer box, but it's clear you've understood the question. You can still get marks awarded. If you've any questions, pop them in the comments box below, and I hope this video is helpful. I'm going to look at the 2019 Key Stage 2 Maths Paper 1 and go through how it's laid out. Okay, the first question is, what equals 6,000 plus 90? Some children will immediately, it's 6,090. Others may want to draw it out to check we're not getting confused. So we have 6 and 3 zeros, 1, 2, 3, and then we place our 90 underneath. Remember, this is our thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones. We can draw a line and then add them up. So it's 0 and 0, 9 and 0 is 9, 0, 6. Answer is 6,090. Question 2 is, what equals 8,275 plus 82? Let's do this quickly. 8275 plus 82. Let's add them together. So 5 plus 2 is 7. Double 7 is 14, plus 1 is 15. 2 plus 1 is 3, and 8. So the answer is 8,357. Number 3 is 826 equals. So this is about partitioning the 826. We have equals 800 plus 20 plus 6, 826. The question 4 is, what plus 5 equals 341? So the simplest way to do this is to use a number line. We'll draw our line, swap my pen. Okay, and we're going to write 341 in here, and we're taking 5 away because we're using the inverse operation. So 341, we're going to get to our nearest 10 first of all, which is 340. So we're going to minus 1. 5 take away 1 is 4. So we have 4 left to take away. So minus 4. 340 minus 4 is 336. Question 5 is 9 times 41. So let's partition that into 9 times 40 and 9 times 1. So if we know that 9 times 4 is 36, we then know that 9 times 40 is 360. And then we add our 9 times 1, so our answer is 369. Question 6. This is all about placing our decimals in the correct place value. So we have 5.87. So you line it up with your decimal, and then we have 3.123. This is zeroing to make it easier. Put your addition sign in, draw a line, and then just add them up. Starting with the smallest value, 3. 7 plus 2 is 9. 8 plus 1 is 9. Remember to include your decimal. 5 plus 3 is 8, so our answer is 8.993. Question 7, 180 divided by 3. This is a times tables question. So if you know that 3 times 6 equals 18, you will also know that with place value that 3 times 60 equals 180, and then you apply the inverse operation. So therefore you know that 180 divided by 3 equals 60. So our answer is 60. Question 8, 120 divided by 12. Straightforward times tables, 10 12s are 120. So question 9 was 213 times 0. This can catch children out because they're automatically thinking 213 is the answer, but 0, anything, the answer is going to be 0. Okay, 91 divided by 7. There's 2 ways of doing this. You could do the standard bust-up method. For some children, they will go to this immediately. 91 divided by 7. 7 goes into 9 once with a remainder of 2. 7 goes into 21 3 times. If you're not confident doing that, you can do it this way. Let's look at how many chunks of 7 we can get. 7 lots of 10 equals 70. So we can take that away from our number. So 91 minus 70 is 1 take away 0 is 1, 9 take away 7 is 2. It's 21 we have left over. How many times to 7 go into 21? And then you can just go down your times tables. 1 7 is 7, 2 7s are 14, 3 7s are 21. Now, this is a bit sometimes when children forget from multi-step. We have 10 lots plus 3 lots, so we need to add these up. So 10 plus 3 is 13, so we have 13 lots of 7 in 91, and it's the same as this answer. So you can use a second method to check your answer if you are unsure. Well, in this one here, I've got room to draw it in. Let's do that. Draw in my number line, and I'm going to put 87 take away 65. So we're looking for the difference between 87 and 65. This is a quick and easy way rather than the standard written method. 65 plus 5, we get to 70. So that's a plus 5. 10 to 80 is plus 10. And then 7 at the end, plus 7. So we just have to add these values on the top up. 10 plus 5 is 15. 15 plus 7 is 22, or 10 plus 7 is 17. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So our answer is 22. Lots of children will, though, automatically go to doing the standard written method, which is 87 minus 65. 70 take away 5 is 2, 8 take away 6 is 2. Either way is perfectly correct. Question 12 is 602 minus what equals 594? Some children will be able to just do this in their heads and come up with the answers. Others may want to use a written method to help them. The standard written method is probably too cumbersome for what this is, so the easiest way is to use a number line. So we're going to plot our two numbers on the number line. We have 602, and here we have 594. We can either count up or count back. It doesn't matter which way. Let's go backwards. 602, we're going to tick 2 away to get to the nearest 100. That gets us to 600. And from 600, it's count back 6. 6 and 4 is 10. So 6 plus 2 is 8. So 602 minus 8 equals 594. 1,210 divided by 11. I'm going to write this out using the bus stop method. Draw in our bus stop and then write our calculation to 10 underneath the bus stop, and we're dividing that by 11. Okay, so 11 into 1 we cannot do. 11 into 12 goes once with a remainder of 1. So we can see fairly quickly the answer here. 11 into 110, that's 10 times 11, so we can write 10 in here. So our answer is 110. 25.34 times 10. This is about place value again and knowing the difference. So when we multiply with decimals, if we multiply by 10, the decimal moves one place value to the right. So our answer is going to be 253.4. This next question is about the order of operations. So your child will either have learned as BODMAS or as BIDMAS. Right, what does this stand for? This stands for brackets, operation, divide, multiply, addition, subtraction, or brackets, indices, division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. So you must do a calculation in this order. So 30 minus 24, the answer is 6. 60 divided by 6 equals 10. Question 16 is 3 cubed. 3 to the power 3. That is 3 times 3 times 3. So 3 times 3 is 9, and 9 times 3 equals 27. So 3 cubed is 27. 101 times 1,000. So 1 times 1,000 is 1,000. So 101 times 1,000 is 101,000. A little tip here is whatever number of zeros you have in the question over the two calculations when multiplying. So we only have 3 zeros after the last digit. That's the number of zeros you have in your answer. So 1, 2, 3. So it's a quick way of checking your work. So we have 20% of 3,000. Knowing your equivalents is really helpful here. 20% is the same as 1/5. So we're going to be dividing 3,000 divided by 5. Let's use our times tables to help us. If we know that 30 divided by 5 equals 6, we know that 3,000 divided by 5 equals, look at the zeros, 600. So 20% of 3,000 equals 6. 100. Okay, let's look at question 19. We have 7 take away 2.25. So some children will look at the 0.25 and know that 75 will bring it up to 3. And they'll go, so that's 0.75 and 3 plus what makes 7? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's 4.75. Others will probably want to write it out. So it's 7 subtract 2.25. To make this easy to take away, we put 2 zeros after the decimal here. So we have to do some exchanging here. So we're going to go to our 7, that will become a 6, that's a 10, that becomes a 9 and a 10. 10 take away 5 is 5, 9 take away 2 is 7, remember to place your decimal, and then 6 take away 2 is 4. So it's the same answer, 4.75. 0.9 divided by 100. So our 0.9 is going to get smaller. That's the key thing, and it's going to get smaller by 1, 2 places. So it becomes 0.009. Let's check that. 1, 2, 1, 2. Question 21 is 9 minus 1.9. So the best way to do this is to add a 0 next to the 9. So 9 away from 0 we cannot do. I'm going to go to the next column and do some exchanging. We have 10 minus 9 is 1. Place our decimal in. 8 minus 1 is 7. You might have some bright sparks. I'll go 1.9 is only 1/10 away from 2, so it's 7.1. So 7.1 is our answer. Let's scroll down to the next question. So here we're into fractions. So we have 1 and 3/7 minus 4/7. We need to change this from a mixed number into an improper fraction. So 1 times 7 is 7 plus the 3. So we have 10 over 7 minus 4 over 7. So the numerator, we're going to just subtract the numerators and the denominator stays the same. So 10/7 minus 4/7 leaves us with 6/7. So 1 and 3/7 minus 4/7 is 6/7. So now we're being tested on being able to use the standard written method for 836 times 27. So we can go straight ahead and do 7 times 6. So I always start with 6 sixes are 36. So my 7 sixes is 42. I'm going to write 4 in this column and my 2 in the ones. 7 threes are 21. And then I need to add on my 4 before I write my answer down. So 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So put my 5 in here, stroke out my 4, and my 2 in the next column across. 7 eighths. So I know my square numbers. 7 sevens are 49. 7 eighths are 56. Plus 2 is 58. I'm going to stroke that out so I don't make a mistake. Remember, we always place 0 as a placeholder when we're multiplying our tens. So we've got 2 sixes, or 12, put my 1 here. 2 threes, or 6, plus my 1 is 7. And 2 eighths are 16. We place a line underneath this, and now it's time to add these two numbers up. So 5 plus 2 is 7. 8 plus 7 is 15. 5 plus our 1 is 6, so double 6 is 12, and 1 plus 1 is 2. So our answer is 22,572. 1/5 plus 3/4. So they both have different denominators. We need to make this easy for ourselves. So what do both these numbers multiply to get? What are their factors of? And they're both of 20. So 5 times 4 is 20. So we've multiplied the 5 by 4. So we're going to multiply the numerator by 4. So that's 4/20 plus 3/4. So 4. How many times 4 go into 20? It's in 5 times, so we're multiplying that by 5, which means we multiply the numerator by 5. So 3 5s are 15. So 4 plus 15 equals 19/20. So that is our answer. Question 25 is 888 divided by 37, and we're showing this with the bus stop method. There are two ways we can solve this. We can either use the expanded division method or the short division method. I'm going to start with the expanded division method. 37 into 8 we cannot do. 37 into 88, well, let's use some rounding to help us. we have 37 is close to 40. So if we have two 40s into 80, we can fit that in. So it's going to be 2. Now, what are two 37s? We can use doubling to help us. 2 lots of 30 are 60, and 2 7s are 14. So 60 plus 14 is 74. And we're going to record that here. It's 2 times 37. And then we take it away from the 88. So 8 take away 4 is 4, and 8 take away 7 is 1. The next step is that we bring the 8 down and we record it here. Now we ask ourselves, how many 37s are there in 48? We can use some doubling here to help us. We know that 2 37s are 74. Let's see if we can get 4 37s. So we're going to double 74. So double 70 is 140 and double 4 is 8. So that is actually the number we're working out from. So we know that 4 times 37 equals 148. Take them from each other and we are left with 0. So our second digit is 4. So there are 24 37s in 888. Let's do it the short written method. 888 divided by 37. So with the short method, we do 37 into 8. We cannot do 37 into 88. We can do it twice. And then we just need to work out what our remainder is. So it's 74. Add 10 is 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, so it's 14. And we write 148 in here, and we use the same process again. So if we know that 2 lots of 37 are 74, we then know that 4 lots are 148, so it's 24. So our answer is 24. 1 1/5 plus 2 1/10. So what we want to do is change these to common denominators. So 1/5 is the same as 2/10. So we change it to 1 2/10 plus 2 1/10. Let's add the whole numbers first. 1 plus 2 is 3. And 2/10 plus 1/10 is 3/10. So our answer is 3 3/10. 35% of 320. Okay, what is the easiest way to do this? We can work out what 1/10 is first of all. So 320 divided by 10 equals 32. And we need 30. So what is the half of 32? So 10% equals 32. So 5% equals half of 30 is 15. Half of 2 is 1. 15 plus 1 is 16. So it's 16. But we need this multiplied by 3. So we need 32 times 3. 3 2s are 6. 3 3s are 9. So it's 96 plus our 16. So 6 and 6 is 12. 9, 10, 11. So it's 112. So 35% of 320 is 112. 8/9 minus 1/4. So here we want to find what that common denominator is. We can use our 9 times tables to help us, our 4 times tables, which is 4 9s are 36. We're going to write our 36 here. So we've multiplied this by 4, so we need to multiply our 8 by 4. So 8 4s are 32. And here we've multiplied this by 9. 4 9s is 36. So we multiply the numerator by 9, which is 9s. So 32 minus 9 equals 32 minus 10 is 22 plus the 1 is 23. So 23 over 36. Can we simplify this? 23 is a prime number, so it's only got 1 and 23 as divisors. So our answer is 23 over 36. So this question is 51% of 900. Easiest way to do this is 50% of 900 is 450. We're just going to half it. Now we need to know 1% of 900 is 900 divided by 100 is 9. So our answer is 459. That's 50% and 1%. 3,468 times 62. So we're being tested and being able to use the standard written method here. So 2 8s are 16. 2 6s are 12 plus our 1 is 13. I always struck that out, so now I've used it. 2 4s are 8 plus 1 is 9. 2 3s are 6. Remember, always put your 0 as your placeholder. 6 times 8. 6 6s are 36. I always start with my square numbers. 7 6 are 42. 8 6s are 48. So I'm going to put my 8 in, and my 4 goes to the next place value. 6 6s are 36 plus 4 is 40. Stroke that out and put my 0 in. So we've done our 6 8s are 48. We've done 6 6 are 36 plus 4 is 40. And now we do 6 4s. That's 24 plus 4 is 28. And 6 3s are 18 plus 2 is 20. And this is the addition. So that becomes 6. 8 plus 3 is 11. 9 plus 1 is 10. Stroke that out again. Double 6 is 12. 13, 14, 15. That's a 1. And the 2 remains the same. So our final answer is 215,016. Question 31. This is when they're starting to get a lot trickier for most children. Is 2/3 of 3. So fractions, decimals, and percentages does challenge quite a few. One way we can do this is we can use bar modeling, which your children will be familiar with. Just change it to this. So here we go. That's our 2/3. Okay. And I'm going to shade this in. So that's my 2/3. But I need to divide that by 3. So if I divide the first one by 1, 2, 3, so I've got 3 there, and that by 1, 2, 3, and that would be divided by 1, 2, 3. So if your child struggles with fractions, they can see it in a really visual way here. So now we have changed it from thirds into ninths. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 over 9 divided by 3. So if we divide 6 divided by 3 is 2, and that stays the same. So we only divide the numerator. So the answer is 2 ninths. 2½ minus 3/4. So if they're good with halves and quarters, they'll know that a half is the same as 2/4. So we have 2 and 2/4, and we're taking away 3/4 minus 3/4. And we could just make this really easy, and we're going to multiply the 2 by 4 to make this an improper fractions. 2 4s are 8 plus the 2 is 10. So we actually have 10/4 minus 3/4. So our answer is 10 minus 3 is 7/4. If we want to change that back, so that's currently an improper fraction. If we want to change that back to a mixed number like the question, that's equivalent to 7 to the 4 is 3. So it's one lot, one whole number and 3/4. So our answer is 1 3/4. However, if they write 7/4, they'll still get their mark. Question 33. What is 36% of 450? So there are a few ways of doing this. I'm going to show 2 of them. You could do 36% of 450. So let's divide 450 by 100 and then multiply it by 36. So 450, divide that by 100 and then times 36. 6 zeros are nothing. 6 5s are 30. 0 and put in our 3, and then 6 4s, remember our decimal goes in, 6 4s are 24 plus 3 is 27. Remember to put our 0 as a placeholder. 3 zeros are nothing. 3 5s are 15 and our 1 down. 3 4s are 12 plus 1 is 13. Remember our decimal goes in again, and then we're going to add them up. 0 0 0 0. 7 plus 5 is 12. 3 plus 2 is 5, plus our 1 is 6, and 1. What is 36% of 450? It is 162. The other is looking at percentages. So we're going to work out what 1% is. So 1% of 450 is 4.5. Again, we're looking at divided by 100, 2 decimal places. So it's 4.5. Therefore, we know that 10% is 45. And then to find 5%, we'll go into half that. So half of 45 is 22.5. And then it's just some addition work here. So we need to first of all, we need to multiply the 45 by 3 to find what 30% is. So 45 times 3, and now we're going to just do that. 3 5s are 15, 3 4s are 12, plus 1 is 13. So we have 135, and that's our 30%. Now we need to add our 5%. So we're going to do 22.5, and we need to add our 1%, which is 4.5. To make this a little bit easier, so we can see it straight down. So 5 plus 5 is 10, so our 1 goes here. Now we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, plus 1 is 12. 3 plus 2 plus 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1 plus nothing is 1. So 162. So our answer to 36% of 450 is 162. Next question, we have 1 3/4 times 10. So this is a mixed fraction, and it will be easier to solve this if we change it to an improper fraction. The denominator is 4 here, so we're going to change our 1 to 4 over 4. So 4 over 4 plus 3 over 4 is 7 over 4. 7 over 4 times 10. So we're just going to multiply the numerator. So that becomes 70 over 4. Can we simplify that? We can divide both of them by 2, so that becomes 35 over 2, but we can't take that down any further. So our answer is 35 over 2. We've done it. We've got to the last page. So 5/6 of 540. So we'd need to work out what 1/6 of 540 is. So it's really useful if you know your times tables. So 540 divided by 6 equals, well, if you know that 9 6s is 54, you know that 54 divided by 6 equals 9. Therefore, 540 divided by 6 equals 90. So we're going to use our times tables knowledge. So we know that first part, 540 divided by 6 is 90, but we're looking for 5 lots of 90. So we need to multiply the 5 by 90. And again, our times tables helps us. 5 9s are 45. So therefore, 5 times 90 is 450. So our answer is 450. Question 36 is our final question of the paper, and it's 8051 divided by 83. So we're going to use the expanded division method. 83 into 8 can't be done, 80 can't be done, and into 805 it can be done, but how many times? We can use our knowledge of times tables and place value to help us. So 10 times 83 equals 830. Now we don't have 10, but we definitely have 9. I'm going to use a number line, and I'm going to plot 830, and I'm going to jump back 83. So I'm going to jump back 30 to begin with, so minus 30. So 83 minus 30 is 53 left, and that'll get us to 800. And then minus the 53, which will get us to 747. And then we're going to take 747 from 805. 15 minus 7 is 8. 9 minus 4 is 5. And 7 taken away 7 is 0. So we have 5 8 remaining, and that is 9 times 83. So we record 9 here above the 5. Next, we need to move the 1 down to here, and we have 581, and we need to work out how many 83s are in 581. We can use our times tables to help us again. So we know that 8 times 7 equals 56. So 80 times 7 equals 560. That's quite close to our number. So if we did 83 times 7, we might have the answer. So 7 3s are 21, and 7 8s are 56, plus 2, 57, 58. Yes, that's it. It is 7 lots of, so if we take 581 away from 581, we're left with 0, and that's 7 times 83. So our second number is 7. So the question 8,051 divided by 83 is 97, and that is paper 1 complete. If you like this video, please hit subscribe and click the notification bell to see more content.